Brian Terrian here from the Disability Digest. If you have been denied your disability benefits, thought about giving up because you're frustrated with the process, want to know exactly what you need to do to get approved, this story from Cindy is a must listen to. Cindy had applied on her first application, went all the way to a hearing, and it was denied. She explains what she did wrong in that case. Applied again shortly after the hearing, and then the case was denied at the initial application, but then was approved at the reconsideration stage, which only like 11.7 cases are. So she beat the odds because the second time she did it right. So I hope you enjoy this. Pick up the tips, apply them to your situation so you can get approved fast. Join us in the comments. We want to hear your success story. If you know of anybody else that's in need of their disability income, send this video out to them. Help them out with Cindy's tips. Make it a great day. Enjoy.
The last thing I wanted to ask you is if you have any words of advice that are call that you would allow me to share, that you would learn through the process that might make somebody else's life easy. It's totally optional, but I know you've been through this twice, and there's so many people out there that are like, oh my God, I'm about ready to give up. So
Yeah, and
I
you
wanted to
do.
ask.
Honestly, you do. You get to that point where because honestly, after this whole reconsideration this time, I actually had talked with my husband, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this again. And he says, well, regardless of whether it's approved or it's not, he says, I told you you're done working. We will continue to make it work. And I said, but I'm tired of scraping every single month to try to cover what we need to. But honestly, you do. You want to throw in the towel. And I'm thankful that, it happened, and I'm thankful that it was approved. But yes, I mean, there are words of advice that, you can't give up. You got to stick with it. You got to stay firm. And a lot of times for me, my doctors weren't willing to do that residual function capacity report.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, going through the process and saying, okay, well then you're not going to do that. Send me for physical therapy. Physical therapy kicked my butt, and 9 times out of 10, I couldn't walk the next day. But you know what? I stuck with it. I did what they asked me to do because that's what I had to prove to people, that I am disabled. I can't function at a job. I can't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, Cindy, your first case went through all the way to the hearing, was denied.
Hmm.
Second case, initial application denied, and you were approved at the reconsideration. What is the one thing that, if there's one thing that you could say that you did different from the first case to the second case that got it approved?
I would have to say the one thing that I did differently between the first and the second time around was, the first time around, I kept through with my doctor's appointments, but I wasn't firm with stating to make sure that you're putting this in the notes. Being firm as to stating, okay, you don't want to put this in the notes, but what else can we do to prove that I'm trying to do what I need to do as far as you're concerned, because, you're not willing to fill out these forms. Okay, you want me to take this medication? Sure, I'll take it. You want to send me to physical therapy? Sure, I'll go to physical therapy. You want me to try this? Okay, I'm going to. So the first time around, I wasn't real open to a lot of that because that's not, I knew physical therapy was going to kick my butt. I knew the medications, the opiates that they wanted me to take. I don't like that type of medication, but I'm going to do it because that's what's going to be required. And that was the one thing that the doctor had stated to me, the judge had stated to me when I went in front of him, that I didn't take any medications.
There you go. That is very valuable. So the key here I'm hearing is that if you're not going to take the medications that are prescribed to you, then you need to explain to your doctor and have that reason documented, just like the lesson that,
Correct.
okay. That's
Correct.
huge because the rules of the game are you have conditions, you're being treated by the doctor and you're following the rules, and so that provides a lot of clarity, in my opinion, for others.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
It's
Thank you for that.
crazy, but you have to. It's almost like you feel like it's a game, and you have to play the game, and it shouldn't be that way. When you've worked all of your life and you've paid into the system, it shouldn't be so hard, but it is. So
I call it a game. Yeah, I think it is.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. It is a game.
It is.
And if you want to win it, you got to play it and play by the rules.
Yep. You do. You do.
So good. I might use that more often. How to play the game.
And it's the truth. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but it is. It is like a game that, our people applying for disability, our health, our disability case is in their hands, and you have to play that game with them. And it's terrible, but you do. You have to play the game with them. Will I stop going to see the doctor? No, I am sick. I do need to see the doctor. I could, continue with the therapy that they want me to go see the psychiatrist. I'll continue with that because I found that very useful for me. So, she knows more than anybody else how many times I've sat in her office screaming and cursing and hollering because I was so pissed off with this whole disability process. She does. If anybody truly knows, she did. I mean, and she tell me, and I would tell her, I wish that one of these judges or one of these people that sit behind a desk can come in and live with me for 24 hours. That's all I'm asking for, 24 hours of their time.
Yeah.
When they send these doctors to come and sit with me for 30, 40 minutes and talk with me, you're not going to see anything from there. Come and live with me for 24 hours. That's all I'm asking for. Watch the daily struggles.
That's the difficult thing when you go to the doctors and you get that 12-minute office visit. They don't know. They don't know your life.
No. And then when disability sends these doctors, down from, in my case, from Denver, to come and talk with me, and they sat with me for 30, 40 minutes, and, the psychiatrist, the same thing. You're going based off of a 30, 40-minute visit that they'd had with me, but come home with me. Watch the struggle. See how much I struggle walking through my own house. Then you'll understand.
Yeah, well said. Well, I thank you for that. That's very valuable and a nice gesture to help make the process easier for others. So,
yeah.